Alright, welcome back. This is going to be the 2-boss tutorial for Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. We'll be fighting Scowl, the Startling, I believe is his title. He's certainly an interesting boss, and there are many tactics that you can use to separate a strong run of this boss versus like a more time attack style of this boss. Okay, good eggs. I like that. You can actually reach him with the top of your pogo with Cranky. I'm doing slightly advanced tactics here for Scowl, and I'll be sure to go over the easier strats. But I like to do the harder stuff. It does save a little bit more time. Do keep in mind that Cranky's pogo will destroy the helmeted birds if you don't bounce off of them properly. Remember, I like to do lots of unnecessary things, including being all the way on the edge. You have no reason to be there unless if you like living on the edge. There's a weird little phantom hitbox thing you can do with your pogo, where you don't actually bounce off of them, you just kind of destroy them. Okay, got slightly bad RNG here. You would prefer the birds to be on the right side, because that's where Scowl will always be for that last hit right there. So do make sure you don't lose this bird, because this is what will prevent you from having to wait another minute on this phase. And it's sort of easy to predict where Scowl is going to be ending up on that last hit. You can kind of tell when he's going to be on the left side or the right side, but usually he's on the left side. That time, because of the fact that he dropped on my right side, I was all the way on the left, I had a feeling he'd be on the right side. So I was right. But please don't throw your egg off into the abyss. Make sure that you're hitting Scowl. So, you may have noticed that while I was picking up the eggs to throw at Scowl, I was actually picking them up on the way up. It's a very tricky maneuver that I saw in Time Attack when I was looking at the leaderboards for the top time for this stage. Whoever has the top time was actually doing that. He was picking the eggs on the way up, getting hits on Scowl a little bit quicker. You don't need to do that. It's honestly a little risky. Most of the risk is in the second phase, though. So there is an All Kong's barrel right there. You can just wait for Cranky if for some reason you don't have him. Hopefully you do. Wingding should not have taken the old man from you. Making sure that you avoid these feathers. You want to stand just off to the left for the first one, and then in the middle for the second one. So these eggs that drop down, all three of them are going to have enemies that you can throw back at Scowl. Whether you're using Diddy Dixie or Cranky, you can hit Scowl all the times in the first phase, but you're taking Cranky because you actually don't need to. These platforms on the left and the right, they'll drop when you try and stand on them. Cranky doesn't need them at all. You just grab them, pogo at full height, throw the egg, and you'll be able to hit Scowl every time. So you want to jump, grab the first one, and then you want to start moving towards the middle. You don't want to jump on the second one yet. You want to do a short hop and do a full pogo so that you can throw the first bird at Scowl immediately. And then ideally, that little bird on the left, on the bottom left there, right there, he's actually he's a little too far. I don't know if I'll be able to land on him with this jump, so I'm just going to pull back a bit to make sure that I land on him. And then ideally, you'll land on him with the same jump. And then the next time you land, you're going to be doing a pogo. Now, it's very tight, but on the way up, you're pressing grab. The moment you pogo, you're still holding A the whole time, so you can get a full pogo. You're grabbing him on the way up so that you can throw him at the top of your jump. See, just like that. And you can actually hit Scowl before he comes down. But you want to make sure that you throw the egg on that first bounce, because as he comes down, he'll like flutter up for a second, and that's enough to make you actually miss the throw on the egg on him. Otherwise, you can just grab the egg and throw it at him like that. It's no big deal to wait if you're not comfortable with that tactic. Now these barrels on the side, you're supposed to use them to avoid when he drops feathers on you, but if you go through this phase quickly, you won't ever see that attack. So you want to grab the first egg, bounce off these 3 enemies right here, and then you want to spare this one. Now this is pretty difficult, so what you want to make sure you do is you bounce off the first 2 birds that are going to come up next, and then you throw the egg in your hand as late as possible, and you grab the bird on the bottom that you left on the ground right now. And you're doing this as late as possible so that you have enough time to pick up the bird and get position for the next hit. So 1, 2, throw, grab, and then this is the easier strat. You just bounce, throw him, and then you can turn around and quickly throw him that way. This way you never see the raining feathers phase. So now Scal is going to repeat most of his moves. These feathers are easy to dodge. You don't have to stand in a small gap between them. Instead, they're all just covering a certain section of the room. He'll always do 3 and then 4, or 4 and then 3. So you can't really speed that up or get lucky in that regard. These birds are pretty easy to deal with. You don't have to do anything in particular. You can roll through them. When we used to go to the shop, we used to roll through as many as we could so that we can try and get tokens. Oh, nice. Okay, so I got lucky this time around. The helmeted birds are actually going to be on the right side this time. And I'll show you what you can do to save a little bit more time. You want to let them come down, whichever one it is. Grab them, and then make sure you don't, when you pick them up, make sure you don't accidentally run into the next enemy. You'll lose your bird by doing that. So this next one that's coming up, remember you have Cranky's cane. If you pull your cane out before the bounce, then you're going to kill the bird, and you're going to cost yourself a minute waiting for Scout to be hittable again. You want to do a bounce off of him. Very nice. And then throw the bird immediately. Now there is a quick kill for this boss. Incredibly difficult to do. Basically, the quick kill will save you from having to jump and throw this last egg. I tried to go for it. It's kind of tight, but basically it's almost like you're jumping into his ear. What you will essentially do is one of 2 things. You will either get hit on the way up, drop the bird on Scowl, and then land on him yourself, or you will bounce off of Scowl and the bird will collide with his box at the same time. If you mess this up, you will again be forced to wait another minute for the next hittable Scowl cycle. So there he is on the left, Pogo, and that's it. So Scowl's pretty fun. He has enough tactics in him to make him a quicker fight that are satisfying to accomplish. Versus the next boss, honestly, he has a lot of uncontrollable factor to him. And then the 4th boss, you have total control over it, but the strategy is really annoying to execute. So those are just a little forewarning on those guys. Let's do a time attack real quick on this one. Sometimes that egg is a little close to the corner. Those corner eggs are pretty difficult to deal with. Ooh! Okay, that's fine. Just going to be losing a little bit of time from taking the hit there. Now, if you happen to miss a hit in the first or second phase, it'll cost you between 12 and 20 seconds. Not the end of the world. You really want to avoid missing a hit in the 3rd phase, though. Again, this is the more difficult tactic, where you're kind of quickly bouncing around. You do want to make sure that you practice a bit if you're going to do that, because getting the 3rd hit on Scowl is much more difficult before he rears back and dodges the egg throw. Remember, if you're going to be doing what I'm doing, where I'm trying to hit like the corner birds, you want to make sure you tap left before you jump, because if you jump before you tap left, you'll go flying off. Very important that while you're having fun, you don't lose this bird. That's like the most important part. Please don't lose this bird. Okay. So that was Scowl. A very enjoyable boss to fight. He wraps up World 2 pretty nicely. And that will bring you to World 3, the Bright Savannah. Bright Savannah has a lot of fun music, bright colors. It's a pretty enjoyable world to go through. World 2 was sort of the beginning of the run. So we will see you next time with Grassland Groove, where we'll be having lots of fun with the Lion King. Thank you for watching.